You know what it is, man. TrendsetterSense, of course. Rhythm is streets.
Trendsetter.
I got a legend in the building. I got a giant in the building. I got a lot of history in the building. My good brother. This dude, like, if anybody was born to make music, it is definitely this man right here. The world famous Jazze Pha.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You are now tuned into the very best. Is yours truly, Jazzy Pha, Burgundy, Obama Luther King Jr., Jackson 5 the First, Mr. Oh Boy, Mr. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Sense, Trendsetter, man. I'm proud of you, dog.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
For the culture,
it's been
you
know what it is.
Man, come on, man.
You got so many slogans, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is a production shizzle.
Yeah, Jazzy Fizzle.
From Jazzy Fizzle.
Jazzy Finzel production.
Finzel, yeah. So, like,
it's all of those.
Tell me the evolution of this. Where did all this come from, man?
You know, it started back from, breakdancing.
Okay.
But we used to breakdance, like the DJs I rock with used to rock with the old James Brown. Remember? Because like, we go back to because my DJs would always go back to the originators.
Yeah.
So it would be like Funky Drummer and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd go back and listen to the records.
Yeah.
He said, man, listen to this, listen to that. And he'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, it's star time. One of the most delightful of all time.
Wow.
Da-da-da. James Brown, the JBs.
Wow.
And James Brown was very intentional about who he was and how he was presented. And you could have your show, American Bandstand, or whatever, you say James Brown.
Yeah.
But after that, they would reintroduce. He had his own person introducing him.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm going to be that guy right there.
Wow.
Because if I'm that guy right there, everybody's going to know who's presiding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I think I really took it on. I grabbed it early, but I took it on after I put out Show Enough.
Okay.
When I did Hoes in the Club.
Yeah, all right, well, come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't tag it.
Oh.
But everybody was running around Texas.
Yeah.
And we're everywhere talking about, I produced that record. I produced, because they had a relationship with Tony Draper or anything, just to say.
Wait, just to get some credit and all that?
No, just to work.
Okay.
Because it was the hottest record in the South.
Right.
It was a very pivotal record in the South.
Yeah.
It's like DJ SNS when it was like, we don't play the South set.
Right.
Kid Capri, all of those guys, all the Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I say those New York names because those guys were the first guys. Biz Markie, they were the first guys that I saw really touring.
Yeah.
Black DJs.
Yeah.
Touring, going everywhere and playing these records, and they were, you know what I'm saying? They was making a different kind of splash.
Yeah. What's crazy is, okay, I moved to Atlanta in '96, right? And, being a college kid, going, figuring it out, going to parties, and figuring out the scene in the South, being from Philadelphia, all of a sudden I'm in Atlanta, and the South got this whole music scene. There was two things that stuck out to me musically. Master P, right? And that Show Enough record with Tila.
Yeah.
Bruh, did you know how much you impacted the culture?
You know what?
When that record was made?
When I made the record was so crazy. Of course, we're from Memphis.
Right.
Me and Tila, A-Ball, MJG were all from Memphis.
Right.
And T-Money, which is Tony Draper.
Right.
So, but Tony Draper was living in Houston, of course.
Okay.
And his operation was in Houston. So he was moving the Memphis boys over to Houston to work, and he had his studios there, and his whole setup was there. So when I went and did the record with Tila, we did it in Memphis, but of course the promotion and the street promotion, that's when they had the whole ground patrol, everybody running around.
Right. Yeah.
The promotion was stronger in Houston. So the record really launched in Houston.
Wow.
And they was like, yo, Thursday we got a show, Wednesday we got a show, Friday we got a show, Sunday we got a show. And I was like, where? All of the shows were in Texas.
Wow.
I was like, bro, And then I found out that that's why all of the guys in Texas got so much money. Because
The show
Texas
game.
was very territorial.
Right. Right.
So it's not like Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if 2 Chainz is over in College Park, everybody going. No.
Right.
In Texas, only the College Park people going to see him.
Ah, I got you.
If you coming from another side, they be like, oh, you must be performing, or what you doing over here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and I noticed that when I was out there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And I calculated in my mind, I was like, oh, that's what it is.
Wow.
That's why you can do a show. You can do a show every day of the week. You know what I'm saying?
You're like a little whole Texas mini tour.
Yeah, and once you make your little tour,
Yeah.
and then you go down to Beaumont, then you go all these little surrounding cities.
Yeah.
It's time to make another mixtape.
Right. Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's money.
Right.
That's money.
Right. Jazze Pha in the building. Let's talk about it, man. Your evolution, Memphis. You were born of royalty. Your father was in the Barcades.
Barcades, yeah.
Your mother was an acclaimed singer.
Yeah.
You got your name from another member
Or the Barcades.
of the Barcades that passed away in the same plane crash with Otis Redding.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, you know, the Barcades were the house band for Stax Records. So my dad was the bass player. He was 17 years old at the time. You know what I'm saying? Playing behind Otis Redding. You know what I'm saying? And the Barcades didn't have a lead singer at the time. That was the old Barcades. And my dad was the odd man out of the flights.
Wow.
He didn't even get on that flight.
Wow.
Him and another guy were on a commercial flight.
Wow.
Phelan Jones and all of those guys were on a private flight.
Wow.
With Otis Redding, the Barcades. There was only one survivor.
Wow.
Who was one of the Barcades. His name is Ben Colley.
Wow.
Who was the trumpet player, also one of my godfathers. I got many godfathers. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was one of my godfathers, rest his soul, but he survived the plane crash. And I was named after Phelan Jones, who was a horn player.
Wow.
Yes, and that was one of my daddy's best friend.
Wow.
His name was Phelan.
Wow. So it was like destiny was on your hands musically, man. Talk about the influences, like Memphis. Like, come on now, like that's
man,
you know
M-Town,
what I mean?
man. Memphis just, I mean, from 8-Baller MJG back to Spanish Fly, back to Player Fly, back to, you know, Gangsta Boo, rest her soul.
Right.
I mean,
Rest in peace, yeah.
Man, my boy Slice T, like you know, it was always a special place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And mind you, I grew up in California.
Yes.
I grew up in California, but in the summertime I would be in Memphis.
Okay. All right.
But people thought
There's so
I was,
much Memphis in you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
It's in me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in me because I was really down on Beale Street. I done sang with BB King before. You know what I'm saying? I done like been beside all these people. You know, because of my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because of these relationships.
Yeah, yeah.
And he always kept me around the music, and I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
He knew what I was.
Right,
He
right.
knew before I knew.
At what age?
Man, probably 11, 12.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was dabbling and pushing faders, you know what I'm saying, before the faders were automated, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When it was like 3 or 4 people pulling down a mix, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but it was, as time went by, they were like, you know, you're going to be doing this. You know, you're going to be doing this. And they always would ask me, like, what they doing? What they doing? You know, like, because now I'm like, you know, I'm asking the youngins now, like, you know, my daughter and my little young nephews. I be like, what they doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, now I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They always want, it's all about the youth. It's
Got
about
it.
the
Yeah,
youth.
of course. When did Jazze Pha realize that, like, was it an instrument you picked up, or like, was the production the first thing? What was the first?
My first beat machine was a Dr. Rhythm. It was a little silver beat machine, and you could make beats in it. And I would do everybody's talent shows with the beat machine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that I was being a producer. I just knew how to make beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kind of pushed that to the side.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be an artist.
Okay.
I wanted to be like Bobby Brown and LL Cool J and all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, but I sang, I rapped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had a deal with in '91 with
Electra,
Records.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Electric Records.
Yeah.
Just to put you in a mind frame, Busta Rhymes, Dinko D, and all of them, the leaders of the new school were at my first video shoot.
Wow.
Which was called Dance Floor Life Failing. I mean, y'all don't gotta go pull it up.
We gonna pull that up.
Do not play it on this show. Yeah, but anyway, but yeah, but it was some positivity. And long story short, what happened with that deal was Bob Krasnow, who was the big guy over there at the label, he got sick and he passed away.
Okay.
So when he passed away, everybody who didn't sell $500,000 or better got dropped off the label.
Oh wow.
So I was on a label in Memphis at the time. It was after high school with a local label in Memphis called Mega Jam Records.
Okay.
Guy by the name of Terry Starks had the label, and my dad was the national promotions guy.
Okay.
So he called me. You know, he called me off of. I was on the roof. I was on the roof in California putting roofs on with.
Really?
Yeah. When he saw me, he was trying to find me. He came and called me down off a roof with a bunch of Mexicans.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Pop, I can come to Memphis, but I got to do it after this week. I mean, we got to work.
Yeah.
He said, I got a record deal for you, man. You don't understand. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I was like, yeah. So, I made the trip, went out there.
Yeah.
And man, I met Mega Jam Records and all of them, and they was like, they put me on.
Yeah.
And that's how we got to deal with Elektra.
Okay.
And so when that didn't work, they had a studio. They had a studio. So at their studio, there was the little white kid named Mike Patterson.
Okay.
And he said, Jazzy, I noticed that when I came back to the studio, all of the guys that were working on my project during the album weren't around. And see, that's when I didn't know about budgets and all of that kind of stuff. Because they were behind the scenes paying people and all of that. I was just getting up, being creative and going and doing my music.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, they're not paying. They're not getting paid to come here. I was like, oh, I thought they was my friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, listen, all you need to do is take this MPC. We're gonna MIDI it with this keyboard right here, and we're gonna make the magic.
Wow.
You already been doing it. You've been producing. You're just not programming. You got to learn how to program.
Okay.
I was like, oh, so you got to know how to make the beats.
Yeah.
So you get on there, man. One beat turned into 500. 2 beats turned into 1,000. I was like, what?
So the light just clicked.
Yeah, just started clicking.
Yeah.
And then I started making paper.
Okay.
You know
just like that instantly.
Yeah.
Really?
Instantly.
Yeah.
It was like instant.
What was the?
Because I really knew what I wanted.
Yeah. Okay.
I know what I wanted to hear.
So this is the time Jazze Pha is like, all right, yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What was your first major breakthrough was as a producer? Was it Show Enough?
Show Enough, yeah.
Tell me, like, we just talked about it, but tell me the connection.
Well, Tila was in a group in Memphis called Endangered Species.
Okay.
It was Tila and Cody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They were called Endangered Species.
Yeah.
They broke apart, of course, and Tila got a deal with Suave House.
Right.
And he told me, he said, man, I'm doing. I think they were working on Play a Circle. I forgot what the name of that album. Southern Circle.
Okay.
I forgot the name of that album. But anyway, it was an album they were working on, and I was like, okay, Tila started to do his thing. I seen him out there with Mr. Mike and all of those guys.
Okay.
And he said, man, I want you to come down here, man. They finna give me a budget, and I want you to come down here and do my album with me. Me, you, and Slice T.
Okay.
My boy Slice T. I had a group called the Funkaholics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Slice T was one of the members of the group. And Slice T taught me a lot about, working at MPC as well.
Okay.
And he just was stickler for sounds. And when I went down there, man, we just started working on the album.
Okay.
We started working on the album. One day we came in there. The vibe was weird. So I said, man, yo, let's go to the strip club. So we go to the strip club, right? We bring back half of the damn half of the chicks at the strip club.
Yeah.
We come back to the studio, and so Tila comes back in, and the first thing he said, because I had the beat already to show up. I had parts of it. I didn't have
the beat to
I didn't
this
have
day
that sound.
beat to the day is crazy.
I didn't have that sound yet.
Okay.
But
So
I
it's
had
just
the
the drums and
I had
the-
the
and the
drums.
bass line.
It was
Yeah.
jamming.
Yeah.
So we come in, the bad boy said, hey, it was some hoes in the club, so no, shaking their ass in the club, nigga. What? I said, boy, what you say?
Wow.
I said, play that beat.
Wow.
Play that beat. I'm finna go in here. I'm finna sing that in my head. I ain't telling what I was gonna do.
Wow.
But I had it in my, I was just giddy. I was ready to go in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I went in there, I said, I'm gonna just take it all the way to church.
Killed it.
Tabernacle.
You killed it, bro.
And I went in.
Yeah.
And I just kept on stacking it.
Yeah.
And you know what happens, in the control room. Everybody start moving them around, pouring drinks and getting their positions. That's like it's finna be a jam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we did it and sent it to 8 Ball and MJG.
Okay.
They ain't like it.
They ain't like it.
They thought it was cool. They thought it was cool, but they wanted to be on Twisted. It was another record that they were more excited about.
Okay.
But they didn't. It didn't really sink into them what Show Enough was.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when they got on it, they understood.
So like, did you had to do some pulling teeth or whatever? Like they didn't like it, so like. What?
I mean, it was just kind of like they wanted to get on this other record. I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't produce the record.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on that at the time. Like, I need you to get on my record. I need 8 Ball and MJG on my song. They was on fire at the time.
That's funny you say that because I've been in the studio with you and like your salesmanship, in the studio, if you don't want to leave this, if you leave the studio and you're not convinced that you want to be on a Jazze Pha song, it's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine, like, I'm putting that in my head, like, you like, no, y'all gonna get on this beat, this Jazze Pha beat right here.
Yes, me and David Banner talk about that all the time, and shout out to David Banner.
Yeah.
Because he always be like, man, Jazzy always showed me how to sell a record. And it was like, I wasn't until I interviewed with him until he told me that. And it's like, you don't really know how people watch and, and the things that you do until it's back to you. When it comes back full circle, it's like, wow, that is what I do. You know what I mean?
Bruh, but I mean, like, it's no question about the quality of what you brought to the table as a musician and and then your confidence behind it, and then you always you're selling it, but you don't really need to sell it, but then your personality on top of it, like
it's a natural thing, because like how you go some places, you might go to a bar and you see a certain bartender and you might see another bartender, but your guy's there.
Right.
You'll wait. Even though you got a clear view and you can get you a drink right now, you're gonna wait for your guy.
Right.
Because you know that they can put you exactly where you need to be.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I ain't feeling like it today. I need to be I gotta go do this thing at 8. And I need to feel like it.
Right.
He gonna whip it up for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
I see. Yes.
And I pride myself on being that guy. And I saw people like that, and I was like, I want to serve like that. Because my brother Vaughn always said, if service is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you.
Bar right there.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, when you go to Houston, when I say Houston's, what do you think?
You talking about the restaurant or the I love the Hawaiian ribeye.
No, but when you walk in, the people.
We talking about the service or
the service?
Yeah.
You think about the service. Everybody, if you ask for some ketchup, anybody will bring it to you.
Yeah.
Anybody in the whole building.
I get what you're saying.
Even a chef might come out and bring it to you.
Right.
So it's like everybody is serving.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why they get that name. That's why they permeate themselves in the game, and they have that consistency. Every time you go, they be like, damn, they felt like making that spinach dip today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Jazze Pha's here. Rhythm and Streets, of course. We fresh. I'm diving into the story of Jazze Pha. Show Enough. The record is crazy.
Yeah.
Where are we going at this point? What doors flying open right now?
They wanted to sign me over at at Suave House,
Okay.
but I saw something different.
What was that?
And you know, shouts out to Tony Draper and all of them, because
Right.
you know, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be on the platform that I'm on.
Right. Okay.
I just really saw something different. I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
I said, let me go back home, because I was already living in Atlanta at the time.
Okay. Got you.
I left Atlanta to come back, but I just wasn't popping until Show Enough. Then I went back to Atlanta.
Right.
And mind you, Show Enough was so crazy that I moved to Houston.
Okay.
That's how busy I was.
Wow.
I moved to Houston, so I was kind of oblivious to the Show Enough success that was happening in Atlanta. So a year later, I was, not even a year, like probably about 6-7 months, it took for Show Enough to really take off in Atlanta like that.
Okay.
Like it was there.
Wow.
Even though we shot the video at the Gold Club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, when I go back to Atlanta, everything go crazy. I meet Juan Farmer.
Shout out to Juan.
Shout out to Juan Farmer.
Yeah.
I'm up at DARP. I'm over here pulling up the DARP. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
New thing, by the way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I pull across the street. He said, "Hey, meet me up at DARP. I got somebody who want to meet you." So he's like, "Yo, these guys want to meet you at Houston's."
Okay, hilarious.
We met at Houston's, and it was noontime.
I was just about to get into this. Dive into this.
It was noontime.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was there.
Right.
You know, RG, Ryan Glover, Noonie, TR, Chris Hicks.
Yep. Shout out Hicks.
Who else was there? We're going to say just them for now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they were all there. I want to say Shakir was in the area.
R.I.P.
You know, yeah. Yeah, but just them four. I pulls up, and Noonie was the one that's kind of like, he was like, he goes, man, dog, he said, man, I thought Jazze Pha was a girl. You know what I'm saying? Because when I heard the name, he said, I thought, I always heard Faye. Y'all thought it was Phae. I was like, boy. You know what I'm saying? It's Jazze Pha, Jazzy Fizzle.
Right.
Then I was like, people call me Jazzy Fizzle. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man. He said, man, he said, man, we got a studio over here. We work with P. Diddy. We work with this and that. He had all these relationships. J-Dub and Dent were over there. B. Cox wasn't there yet.
Yeah, because we talked about that.
Yeah. He wasn't there yet. But John Tay was there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? John Tay was like 14.
Yeah, it had to be, yeah.
Yeah, I can remember John Tay coming in at 15 years old.
Wow.
You know, playing Sweet Lady by Tyrese.
Wow.
Yeah, him and Troy Taylor did the record. Wow. And I remember it was a demo.
Wow.
Crazy. I was like, bro. He said, man, Tyrese is doing the record. You know, the dude that be singing on the, you know what I'm saying, he's singing on the Coke commercial.
Yeah. That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you had to take people back, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. From, getting over to noontime really took me to the, to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, just really having those relationships. They had so many relationships with so many people.
That was like a super production team. I mean, Noontime was the management. Like, break it down, like, for those people that don't,
Well, Noontime was comprised of producers, writers. Well, the main writer was Jonte Austin. He was our guy.
See, I didn't even know that. I thought he was just like a young cat, and then.
Yeah, no, with Jonte was like family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Jonte was really, him and Chris Hicks were kind of joined at the hip.
Gotcha.
It was Teddy Bishop.
Yeah.
It was Jazze Pha, Anthony Dent, J-Dub Walker, Donnie Scantz.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Shout out my man Donnie.
Brian Michael Cox.
Yeah.
Somebody else I'm missing. There's somebody else I'm missing. A couple other people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, Corey and Yaru, Absolute, the group. I think Ashanti had came through there one time.
Okay.
That was kind of like, a weird situation. I didn't really have my hands on that, by the way. I think she says my name in interviews or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe. But I was there, but, shout out to Ashanti, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But it was just one of those things, man, where you working and I might hear B. Cox. I'm over here hearing him over there like, what was the name of the song? The one with Lil Mo.
Oh, Forever.
Yeah, bloom, 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 bloom. boom. So imagine hearing that in one room.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, I get inspired, and I might come over here and make Dro in the Wind or something. In the Wind with, Trick Daddy or Area Code.
You was real light with
Ludacris.
Hold on. You was real light with it, Jazzy.
What?
Oh, I just Dro in the Wind, like,
Yeah.
There's a little something.
Top to top and let the sunshine in.
Bruh, that was a crazy record.
Yeah.
Crazy record.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Area Codes.
Yeah.
By the time I remember I was DJing, I was a young DJ at the Velvet Room around this time. I know you remember them days.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to AG. And I met Luda interning at 97.5, then 107.9. And then Luda was already, he already got Crazy Hot.
Right.
And that was the Fast and Furious. That was the soundtrack of Fast and Furious.
No. That was on Rush Hour.
It was Rush Hour. I knew it was one of them soundtracks.
Rush Hour.
Yeah.
That was before he was acting on this.
Okay.
Set. He was just doing a song.
Talk to me about this, man.
So, Poom.
Shout out Poom.
Shout out to Poom.
Yeah.
Poom was like, man, Chris, gotta get in with you, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He working on the album. You know what I'm saying? He had the deal. You know what I'm saying? But he on the road. So he pulled out this tablet. He's like trying to figure out. I was like, dang. He's like, you got all of these dates. Trying to figure out when we can fit in time to get in and work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. He said, man, we just need something jamming. You know what I'm saying? He always, you know what I'm saying? I think they had the shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he had this saga of songs about hoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
so you say that was the inspiration?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So he was going through the schedule.
Got you.
So I'm looking at the schedule and I was looking at the area code.
Wow.
And I said, man, I bet you got hoes in every one of these area codes.
Wow.
He said, that's what we need. He was like, that's what we need, something like that. Like, really?
Wow.
Bro, and we came up with it.
Wow. Tell me how Nate Dogg got involved.
He already wanted to do a song with Nate Dogg.
Okay.
That's what it was. He said, we got to think of a song that we could do with Nate Dogg.
Got you.
That's how it started. You know what I'm saying? And I already had the beat. He said, what was that beat you was playing when I walked in?
Yeah.
Because I'll flip and go to other beats. He said, nah, not that one. And it took us like 5 minutes.
So that was already
and I went back.
Yeah.
And I had the skeleton to the beat.
Okay.
I was like, the boom, 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 boom. He was like, that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
He was like, nigga.
Yo, let me tell you something.
What is that?
As a DJ, I knew that was a Jazze Pha song.
Oh, yeah.
Before I even
guitar
knew.
samples.
I like, your sound was so distinctive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that's a Jazze Pha. I know it is.
But you know what? I learned from Teddy to make a sound. And Teddy was also, Teddy Riley, shout out to Teddy Riley, my man, one of the people who I looked at like as an icon because he identified with his music. Yep, yay. He had those sound bites that went with his music.
Right.
And when I saw him, it came to mind. I said, I want those elements. When people come to me, I want them to say things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't by accident. It wasn't on accident.
Everything it was all strategy.
It was strategy.
Yeah.
But I just, like, the show enough thing made me activate it.
Okay.
So I saw it back then. He planted the seed.
Okay.
With the New Jack Swing and everything he did.
Yeah.
And then, with the Jazzy Fenzel, Burgundy, Obama, Luther King, Jr., Jazze Pha the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like hip-hop smoothed out on an R&B tip with a pop feel appeal to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always wanted to have those little riddles to make people say, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to say it. I just want you to ask, what is it?
Wow.
What is that? Jazzy, tell him your name. Tell him your whole name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's important.
Wow.
Those things are important.
Yeah.
And then you have a little contest. Be like, hey, whoever can call the radio station and say Jazze Pha's whole name, I give you $100.
Wow.
Phones light up.
Killing it.
Everybody wrong. But it's great.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's about, being the life of the party. At one time, I noticed that when I came to a party, a lot of times I was late to the party. Fashionably late, of course. It's by design. We probably outside smoking, pumping some new beat. You know what I'm saying, or something. Then we just watching people walk in.
Yeah.
We just want to see what's going in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, we going in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom, we go in.
Yeah.
And you see people who, okay, say you talking to a chick, and you know you been talking to her, and y'all involved or whatever. And I walk in, and she says, "Hey" to you, but you go, "Hey" to me. It's like, I was like, oh, I knew that there was something different about me. It wasn't about like necessarily what I did to her. I didn't do nothing to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I did though.
Ah.
I was like, dang, what did I do? Because I go home and be like, how come so-and-so don't like me?
Wait, what?
It's because, because it's a glow.
Ah.
It's a glow. When you got that glow, it's a little different, dog. And my mama told me, I said, Mama, why do people like? She said, baby, favor ain't fair. She said, favor ain't fair. It ain't fair. You got something different. You got something different. Everything else gonna have to spread out, and then all the things that are meant for you, just think, your destiny is not connected to anybody who left.
Wow.
It ain't connected to nobody who left. If they left, it wasn't your destiny. It wasn't destined to happen.
Wow. That's a
It
bar.
wasn't part.
That's a
It
super
wasn't,
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your destiny is not connected to anybody who left. So don't cry about it.
Right.
Just see it as just take it and hold it right here. If it was a great moment, then great. And if it was a blessing or a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that was a super bar. Jazze Pha in the building, of course, Rhythm and Streets. Was Area Codes at that time, was that your biggest record at that point?
Probably at that time, maybe. Oh man, I don't know.
So
You ever heard of a McFlurry?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how my hits
It was
was.
McFlurry.
It was a McFlurry. They were just man, who's counting?
Right.
At this point.
Right.
And it's crazy because I tell my people all the time, I was like, when I got that check, because we got sync. That was my first time having a check that was syncing like with a movie.
Gotcha.
And the movie was actually playing my song on the commercial on TV.
Right.
Worldwide.
Right.
So when I got my check,
Right.
I thought I got everybody's check.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute. This my check. I thought I got everybody's check. I was like, man, I need to call somebody because I'm gonna take this to the bank and I don't want nobody to try to get their money back.
That's crazy.
And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, we need to put these records in movies.
Ah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tell me, right? Okay.
Okay.
So when did Show Enough Records begin?
Show Enough Records started with I think, who was first? Was it Jody Breeze?
I remember Jody Breeze.
I think Jody Breeze might have been first.
Okay.
And Ciara, yep.
Okay.
It was Jody Breeze.
So Jody Breeze was the first artist?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeezy.
Yo, I remember
Jeezy was with us.
That's how I remember when you was talking
But
about.
he was showing up CTE.
Okay.
And when we did the Def Jam deal.
Okay, talk about this.
I
don't know if it's too many people like know about this.
What? No, a lot of people don't know about it, cause Young don't talk about it. But it's okay. It's okay. Me and him kind of, we talk. Me and him good. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. I love him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he ain't never gonna be like, Jazzy lying.
I remember when you was talking about this.
Yeah. People who know.
Yeah.
But when I met Jeezy, I met Young. He was out. I see him out in clubs and everything. I see him with his Jeezy chain on.
Right.
And he'd be with an old school or he might have a new school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whip.
Yeah.
Always fresh. Always, fly.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, who's this dude?
Right.
I always speak to him.
Right.
And then one day I just decided to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
I just had a conversation. I said, man, who are you, man? He's like, man, I'm Jeezy. He's like, man, what you do? I was like, I rap. I said, you don't rap. I'm like, boy, you trapping. I know what you're doing. I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I got cousins, I got homies, I got everybody. I know the
Right.
I know, but he was upscale with it. He was a fly guy. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely a top notcher with the trap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was he was definitely on the top notch women. You know what I'm saying? He was on the same thing I was on.
Right.
You know, he just had a different look. He was like a little more thugged out.
Yeah.
But you know, the women like that too. You know what I'm saying? And he knew that.
Right.
So he came, he's like, man, I'm gonna come over to the studio and I'll let you one day, man. You know, let me pull up on you. Like, all right.
Yeah.
So he came over, you know, him being a businessman. He came over, he had like 7 or 8 CDs in a stack. And there were the album called Come Shop With Me.
Right. I remember that.
They had the soft and the hard. And that album had like Pastor Troy, Lil Jon, had everybody, Trick Daddy, everybody was on there. Bone Crusher, everybody was on that album. And I passed it out amongst noontime, you know what I'm saying, with Meezy and everybody. And everybody came back with something different. It was like, yo, I could tell he a real. I could tell he a real. That's all I kept hearing. I could tell he really, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. I could tell he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that attracted me to it. I was like, yeah, because I feel what he's saying. I feel what he, you know, what he's doing. And I just called him up to the studio one day, and we just started working. You know, we just started working. And we did a deal. We did a deal between us and with Coach and all of them.
Right.
And we did the quit acting, I know you wanna holler, know you wanna holler, know you wanna holler. We did that. We did the Dave Chappelle is what I call it. I'm rich, bitch. 2 cars and a truck.
Right.
I'm rich. That was the song that got him his record deal.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Wow.
That song. That's the song that got Jeezy his record deal. That song, period. Because we were in L.A. Reid's office. Paint the scene for you. We went to L.A. Reid's office. Shakir was like, yo, I want to take dude up to L.A.
Right.
You know, once Shakir heard it, he was excited about it.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, I want to take dude up to L.A. Reid, man. What you think? I was like, yeah. So, you know, he had his own agenda. He played, he said he wanted to play one record and then just, that's it.
Right.
But I've been in there with L.A. already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had CC already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
We'll go back. We'll go back.
All right.
But so I was like, when you come in here, bro, he gonna want you to perform. He's like, perform? Like, he wasn't with that. He was like, I was like, but I know he gonna, you know what I mean? He gonna perform. So LA is gonna hit a button, and then people are gonna just walk in. So it just, you know, so we walk in, we up in LA Reid's office. He had a makeshift office at the time, so it was kind of tight. So he was getting ready for his big office over there. He was just going to Def Jam over there by Jay-Z and all of them. Jay-Z wasn't there yet. I think Jim Jones and the Dipset was like right here.
Okay.
Next to LA. So we walks in. It's me, L.A. Reid, Karen Kwok, Skane Dollar, Tina Davis, Kevin Lyles.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Bartles.
Okay.
Over there writing the checks. Kinky B. Big Zach. Noonie.
Yeah.
Myself. Coach K.
Wow.
That was everybody that was in the room pretty much. So we playing the music. Mind you, all of those guys weren't really in there yet. It was just the main crews, like, you know, his crew and my crew. So we in there playing the music. I'm like, he's gonna hit a button and all of them are gonna come and walking in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he played We Getting Money Over Here. What it do, pimpin'?
Yeah.
LA didn't react to
He
that
wasn't
record.
feeling it.
No. I mean, it was a straight record.
Right.
L.A. Reid don't.
Yeah. All top heavy.
Yeah,
records.
he won't hits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wants to know what can he go to work with.
Right.
So it's like, all right, I bet. So what you going, man? Shake was like, play your shit. play your shit. So I go over there and you know what I'm saying? Because they were playing it from their side, some CTE side of things. I said, let me play something. Because I'm like, we're not leaving here without having this deal.
Yeah.
So I played the record. I said, 2 cars and a truck. I'm rich, bitch. Soon as, because Dave Chappelle was on fire at the time. I played that boy, L.A. Reid, went crazy. He went nuts. He stopped the beat. He said, hey, what we doing? He said, come on. He said, get up, come on. And he was like, whatever you doing, man, with all of that you got on, he said, man, you ain't got to do it no more. You ain't got to do it no more.
Wow.
So this is it. So, come on. He hit the button. Everybody started walking in, Skane, all of them walking in. And, bro, the rest is history.
Wow.
Jim Jones never walked in L.A. Reid's office. They basically didn't rock with L.A. Reid like that.
Interesting.
You know, it was Dipset. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, Jay-Z's illegitimate kids kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and he about to go into business with Jay-Z.
Right,
and they're doing that.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of the friction. He came in there with a cape on. He had like he was getting his hair cut. He walked in, he said, hey. He leaned in. He said, hey. He pointed at L.A. Reid, said, don't mess that up. He said, Jazzy Fizzle. He said, hey, man. He talked to G. He said, my dude. He said, you got it. Hey, holla at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jim, he walked out. L.A. Reid's eyes was like this. He was like, whoa. He said, man, Jimmy don't come in here for nothing.
Wow.
He was like, yeah, I want to do, because he wanted to be friends with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like warming him up to the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, L.A. doing the right thing over there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was kind of a nod. It was a real nod. L.A. was like, man, I'm not finna let y'all walk around this city, you know, unsigned. I'm finna get the lawyers, everybody over here.
Yeah.
We did the deal.
Done deal. That's crazy, man.
Yep.
Jazze Pha in the building, of course, Rhythm and Streets. Yep. Now, you mentioned CC, and I want to talk about, like, how did this meeting take place? Like, how was she discovered? Like, you know what I mean? Jazze Pha, Ciara.
Shake again, Shakira Stewart again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Well, before that, back before that, before Shakira and all of them, it was TA.
Got you.
TA.
Yeah.
Music Line. You know what I'm saying? So he had a group. It was this group called Hearsay.
Okay.
3 girls.
Okay.
Ciara was one of the girls.
Wow.
The father to the girl that was managing the group, he thought his girl was the Beyonce.
Okay.
She was not. But
hilarious.
So he was like, yo, check this girl out right here. Pointed to Ciara, check her out. He already was picking
all
them
from
apart.
Atlanta. They were from
He was
Atlanta?
already picking them apart. I guess he didn't want to make the split.
I got you.
Until I said, you know, I would rock with her. I would work with her.
Okay.
So he's like, boom. So she sang her little part. She started doing her little part. I was like, oh. He know I got that eye. I can see it.
Yeah.
It didn't take but 15 seconds. It was 15 seconds, and I was like, you heard this music in my head. I was like, in love.
Right.
With her.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's it.
Yeah.
And they let me know right then that I need to have a female artist. I need to have my own artist.
Right.
Everybody kept saying,
okay, this is when it clicked. Okay.
Yeah, I need to have, that's her.
Okay.
That's her. So, excuse me.
No, you good.
Yeah, so she hung out with me at DART for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
She just up in there dancing and doing her thing.
Right.
And like by the 3rd or 4th day, we record records. Me and John Tate got in there and recorded, I think, You Changed the Game, I Like Your Thug Style. You know, the first 4 records we did were all on the album. Fast forward, Shakira hears the records, goes crazy.
Okay.
He's like, yo, we need to meet with LA one day. He said, as soon as you get it together, then we'll do that. But
okay.
in the meantime,
so this was over. This is because your
I was
deal
at
it was at DART, but the deal was through Jive, right?
LaFace at first.
Okay.
It moved over to Jive because LA was
when
moving.
he left and did
yeah,
the
it was a
split.
lot of shifting. There was a lot of moving around.
Yeah.
But it started with LaFace.
Oh wow.
It started with LA.
Okay.
It started with LA. but we came to the Def Jam building.
Okay.
So he was already making that move.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So LA wait, where were we?
You was
I was meeting with LA. I was having a meeting with LA. Me personally having a production meeting with LA.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'd never had a meeting with any executives.
Really?
No, all my records were just like organic. I was working with a lot of A&R guys, like
Okay,
Mike
gotcha.
Karen and all these other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I worked with those guys, but I never really sat with an executive and played records.
Ah, got you.
So I sat in his office over at Hitco. I'm over at Hitco. We over at Hitco. We on the that machine. You know, we playing records. Da da da. I'm playing. Oh, here go the new Slick Rick. So I'm not knowing what to do. I'm just playing all my hits. I'm showing off. I'm doing a pony show. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's great. That's great, Slick Rick. Okay, that's good for him." And I was like, "Okay,
That's
Joe.
good for
Okay,
him.
that's dope. That's great." And I was listening to the words. He said, "What you got for me?
Ah.
What you got that I can have?
Wow.
I need something. What you got? You got a group? You got an artist? What you got?" So you know, Shakir standing by the seat, but you know, just where LA can't see him. He's like, the girl.
Wow.
The girl.
Wow.
I said, damn. I said, okay. So I got to go down to my car. I just bought a Bentley. I ain't even know how to get. I only had one CD that I was listening to. I didn't know how to get the CD out.
Wow.
Because I never took it out. I only put it in. I just got the car.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that, but listening to that the whole time. I'm like, that's all I'm playing right now.
Wow.
So I go down there, I'm wrestling with the thing. I call my boy. I say, hey, man, how you get this shit out? I got the CD out.
Yeah.
Came back upstairs, played the records. As soon as I got the Thug Style. As soon as I played Thug Style, that boy LA threw his hands up, like closed his eyes. He was like, man, where is she? Where is she? And I started showing him pictures, little pictures that I had taken of her that I liked. He was like, oh my God. He said, how tall is she? I was like, she's tall, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, she's like 5'10".
Yeah.
She was still growing a little bit.
Yeah.
But she was like 5'11" now, I think.
Right.
She was like 5'10". She was tall.
Right.
And he was like, oh man, don't tell me that. I was like, she danced like nobody's business. I showed her dancing somewhere. I think she was dancing. He was like, oh my goodness. She danced like that? I was like, yeah, crazy.
Wow.
She was doing Michael Jackson too. She was like doing something.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, go get her right now. I was like, she is not ready. She looking real frazzled right now. I called her, I was like, L.A. Reid wanted me. She's like, oh, no, not right now. She's like, oh, my God. Like, so we got it together.
Okay.
Met the next day. He saw her, went crazy.
Rest was history.
History.
Wow.
Rap.
Wow. So this was shown off the face.
Showing up, yeah.
I do remember the logo on the project. And it's funny that, you know, you was mentioning the Jeezy thing, because I remember looking at the video.
Yeah.
The first video, Goodies.
Goodies, yeah.
And Jeezy in the car with you.
Jeezy and
it was
Jody.
Jody, yup. They was in the car with you.
Yep.
So I remember that.
But if you look at Stay Fresh, Jody Breeze, me, Jeezy, CC,
Yeah.
Candy, Lloyd,
Ah.
all of them is in the video with me.
Yeah. And that was around Boys in the Hood. That whole thing.
That was before Boys in the Hood.
This was before Boys in the Hood?
That was before Boys in the Hood.
Okay. Yeah. So Ciara.
But Block was already, he was around. He was with
around.
us.
Yeah. Okay.
Block was with us already.
And then Ciara shoots off like a rocket. Goody. Shout out Lil Jon. What's funny is, I don't know, you know, people know this, but Shorty freak a little something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Lil Jon.
Yeah.
What's the connection with that? How that evolved? Because that was a big
Well, Shorty
record.
freak a little something. I'm trying to think. Was it Vince Phillips?
Shout out to Vince.
Who was it? Yeah, shout out to Vince. Who called me up there. It was that studio they had out there in Marietta. And they were like, man, John got this record, and he wants you to sing on the record.
Okay.
Toomp did the record.
Okay.
DJ Toomp did the beat.
Wow. Shout out to Toomp.
Yeah, shout out to Toomp.
Yeah.
Toomp did the beat. So he
I
was
did
like,
not know that.
Yeah, Toomp did the beat. You thought I did
Right, yeah.
That's what I always give Toomp his, because you know that was an incredible moment in our history. And you know, you gotta include Toomp, man. I love Toomp. So I go out there and he plays the record for me. And he kinda had the idea already. And I just put my sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? Took it there, and man, the rest is history. Like we went crazy. Well, you know I did. I like them girls too. Now
I did not know that.
I like them girls. Some call
That's
them
you?
Hoochie, some call them Breezy. We call them hoes. That's how it goes.
Wow.
I'm on the herb, the pills, the yak. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know, the Lil Jon connection, of course, has always
That's
been
Memphis though. The blow, the pills, the yak, the herb. That's Memphis.
Ah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
me.
yeah. Okay. That's hilarious.
Alter ego.
You know,
got
because you
alter
think
egos.
exactly because when you're hearing the Jazze Pha hooks, I'm always thinking the melodic Jazze Pha.
But people don't think peace up, 8-town down.
Wait,
Peace up.
wait.
Ooh, boop, boop, ooh, boop, boop, boop.
Wow.
That's me.
Yo.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Master class going on right now with the legendary Jazze Pha. You see
Come
what it
on
is?
now.
I'm loving this
That's
right now.
me, the Jazze Pha
Yeah,
and the Jeezy and the T.I.
Yeah.
And that,
Ooh.
come on now.
Ooh, the
And
T.I.
the Scrappy.
Ooh.
All of them.
Oh, that's you just took me-
Scrappy was the first person I seen bring an AK-47 in the
hilarious.
studio.
Shout out Scrappy. That's the homie. Talk about you mentioned T.I., man, another one of my favorite records, man. Let's Get Away.
Yes.
You know, at the time, I guess, you know, T.I. was he was
Yeah.
the hottest.
Yeah,
And then
Mike Karen.
yeah, okay.
Mike Karen, Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? That was of course, me and Tip had an organic relationship.
Right.
When we
Right.
had we had a vibe going on. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? With Toomp actually brought T.I. to me first.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like and I think it was a combination of him and KP
Okay. Shout out KP.
and Jason.
Okay.
They were all, you know, it was a
Yeah.
patchwork thing.
Right. Got
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
all at patchworks and just working like, hey, dog, you got to hear this dude.
Wow.
You got to hear him.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, his drawl, he was like, man, you know, I like, man, the way he sounded, I was like, oh, this dude is. Toomp had this record, and I be telling Toomp all the time, like, man, we got to go back and put this record out. I be telling Tip, everybody, it was a record called Lap Dance.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Lap Dance, it was so hard. that record to go right now.
Really?
That record to go right. Yeah, but that was the first record I heard, and I was like, man, that's the record that made me really like fall in love with his sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's what we did. You know, I think we did I Choose You.
Ah.
That was the first record we did.
Okay.
And I chose you, baby. That was the first record we did together. You know, of course, Let's Get Away came later.
Yeah. Crazy.
Get Loose too.
Oh man.
But let me see you get loose.
Bruh. That one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chilling with my bitch.
Yeah.
Chilling with my bitch.
It don't stop.
Come on, dog.
What is Jazze Pha's I already know what you're gonna say though, but
What?
is there like a favorite, like a top song that Jazze Pha has been a part of? Or at least give me like a top 5, because you got too many songs. You got too many.
You gotta say 1-2 Step.
Well, see, I was gonna get into that.
Okay.
I was gonna get into that.
1-2 Step.
Yeah.
Airy Codes. Come Over. Aaliyah.
Yes. Yeah.
I Don't Wanna. Aaliyah. Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Mary J. Blige. Just Fine.
You did just fine, bro.
Yeah.
Well, my credit game, I got to step up on my credit game. Talk about it.
Hold on, gang. Yeah, that's me, Tricky Stewart.
Okay. Crazy.
Yeah, that's me and Tricky Stewart.
Yeah. You talked about 1-2 Step.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, you got this, you know, your artist blowing up, goodies. 1-2 Step was the second single. Yes, okay, and that's when you hit them with the ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
This is a product shizzle.
Yeah.
Jazzy Fizzle.
Yeah. The princess is here.
The princess is here.
Ciara.
Boy,
Yeah.
you killed it. The Missy collaboration, man.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that, you know.
Well, me and Missy had met, you know, when we had our first run, like, of course, you know, when people working on, they get that budget. You know, you like, man, let's go to Miami.
Yeah.
Let's take our talents down to Miami and get away from everybody.
Right.
So we go down to Miami at Criteria over at Hit Factory, and we pull up and I see this Ninja Turtle green Lamborghini. And then I look in the front of it, it has a little sign that says Missy Elliott. I'm like, oh shit. I said, Missy's here. So me and Cece kind of hung out, and Carrie Hilson was with us at the time.
Shout out Carrie.
Riding with us, you know what I'm saying, in the clutch. Shout out Carrie. So we out there just just messing around, acting like we ain't looking for Missy, but you know, we trying to see if Missy gonna come outside.
That's funny.
So I think we went inside and somebody said she was outside. Like, be on the lookout for Missy. You know what I'm saying? She's out there. Boom. So I bring her out there because I want to be organic when she meets her.
Yeah.
So she met Cece. She was like, you know, she loved her energy off the rip because, you know, Cece
Yeah,
got
the
that
chemistry,
dance,
bro, off
that
the
dance
rip.
culture vibe.
Yeah.
And I told her what she was and all of that. She heard, I think she heard something playing or something. She had said she heard it. You know, Missy is kind of like, she'll play it off, but she was really excited.
Yeah.
She was like, man, we got to connect. Take my number. You know, and I was like, dang, okay, you take my number.
Yeah.
You know, and time went by. We didn't get to mess with her on that trip. I called her, and Goodies was out.
Okay.
Now, right before Goodies came out, I had talked with Pharrell. I had talked with a couple other people, and it was like, yo, you got to make sure, bro. You know, kind of giving me the once over about these labels. Man, you gotta make sure that you got the first single and all of that. But I was like, bro, this record is so great. This Goodies record is so great. Lil Jon is my man.
Okay. Yeah.
We putting this record out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like an exec. I didn't care nothing about like me. I cared about my label.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, I already know how to stand in front of these records. I'm not like everybody else. When they shoot that video, that's when I'm gonna shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gon', you know, and all the video guys are my guys anyway. Most of them, I help put them in position with other people.
Right.
So we did that. When we did the 1-2 step, we didn't have it yet. I sent Missy about 5 records. Missy sends me back this CD, and it had like the CD said 24 minutes. I said, why is the song 24 minutes long? So I remembered I sent her 5 beats.
Right.
I pop it in. It says, no shit. Ciara. She done made a mixtape.
Wow.
With all of the songs that she worked on CC for.
Wow.
And the second record was 1-2 Step.
Wow. You
Now
still got the CD?
Huh?
You got it?
I got it somewhere.
Okay. You gotta pull that out, bro.
Yeah, I gotta find it. That's one of them. You know, I'm just so not sentimental about stuff. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I'm weird. That CD probably won't even play. But anyway, she put the record down, and it was the hook wasn't right. The hook was different. The hook was like 1-2 step.
Wow.
Right and left. And I played it for Cece like it was, and she was like, I like it, but it's just like something ain't where. I was like, oh, you got to fix the hook. But that's where you come in. That's why I was making her write. I was making her get in there and write.
Wow.
So I said, let me play you something. I played her Africa Bambaataa, Soul Sonic Force. And you know, it said, rock and don't stop it. Gotta rock and don't stop. Been ticking and talking, working all around the clock. She liked that. So she said, I think I got an idea. Play it. Boom. And then she started singing. She said, rock it, don't stop it. Everybody get on the floor. Make your body up. We about to get it on. She said, that's all I got. I said, bet. Lay it down. Then I went back to 1-2 step, right? I said, oh, let me see you 1-2 step. Make it move faster.
Ooh.
Out of here.
Crazy.
She already had all of this beat is outrageous. Make you crave it.
Yeah.
Missy's a genius.
Man, that's crazy.
She's a genius. Thank you, Missy. You saved my life. Missy's my hero. She's like my little superhero. She's like I don't know, she's like a little Barbie doll. Not Barbie doll, but you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Missy doll.
Cherish was signed to
Yes.
Show Enough as well.
Yes. Shout out to Cherish. Shout out to the twins, especially they right. They still doing it.
You know I did the mixtape. Noonie called me.
Yes,
I did the Rhythm Streets for that.
Shout out to you. Yeah.
Jazzy, crazy.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yes, thank you, man.
We
Thank
love
you.
you, man.
You know what's so funny? Did you produce Do It?
Don Vito.
Don Vito.
Don Vito.
Shout out Don Vito.
I did Unappreciated.
Okay, all right.
Feeling really unappreciated.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, like, in the EDM world, like I know you. That song, it just like came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Don Vito getting to the back. I was gonna
ask like who getting.
Yes, it's lit.
Yeah,
it's lit. We you know. Get to
Show Enough Records. What was the most like the toughest time, the most challenging time for Jazze Pha as a CEO of Show Enough Records?
Toughest time.
Or the most challenging, you know?
Probably when taxes, you know, because I didn't shit. I mean, when they came after you for them taxes and you didn't really understand. I mean, because you got your accountants and everybody talking to you about all of this business stuff and all of that. But when you're not grounded or rooted in the business at the time, you just think this money is just gonna be the same at all times. It's gonna be lit, and unfortunately, the IRS ain't like that. They wait until you get done.
They waiting.
It's like they just sitting there like this, just okay, go ball out, go buy that, buy that.
Yeah.
And as soon as your money is like, where you can't even pay them back,
that's where they coming.
That's where they come.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all didn't come?
Yeah.
Y'all should have came at the beginning. Now I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got that money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's the worst thing. Like, you know, aside from, you know, breakups and you know, those breakups. And just like I said, man, I was always raised about the destiny thing that I was talking about. You know, your destiny is not connected to anybody who left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've always known that artists are just a segue. You know, artists are a segue.
Yeah.
Artists, I look at an artist like a car, right? An artist is like a car. But when you're the dealership, we do that. We make cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We make cars. Now, some artists are going to be super. Some artists are going to be great. Some artists are not going to be so great. But at the same time, you have to be ready for the hit. You got to be ready for the hit.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to walk that whole walk with Jeezy, but we were a part of ushering him to stardom, to where he is and to being who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, whether he applauds that or not, that's up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he will.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
Because he gonna see this. And after a while, you're gonna start looking crazy if you don't say something about it.
Right.
Because people gonna say, hey, man, how come you don't shout that man out?
Right.
What did it cost you?
Right.
It could have made me $20 million, dog. It could have been $20 million just for you saying somebody's name. It cost you nothing. For somebody to save your life.
Right.
Change your life. Take you out of the trenches.
Yeah.
With AK-47s and everything.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Say somebody's name, bro.
Right.
It's okay. Everybody know Jay-Z didn't discover you. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, those are different things. Like, when people don't understand that you just throw somebody a line, you know what I'm saying? That's important in this game. That is so important because everybody, especially now, because it's like, who do you, you know what I'm saying? Say something.
Yeah.
Just say something.
Yeah. Bars from the world famous, legendary Jazze Pha.
It had to be said.
It had to be said. You've always been, as long as I've known you, like the one thing, like, man, like you master all of the facets of the development of the artist. Like I've been around you where you develop. I mean, from the imaging to the dancing, the choreography, like in your team.
I'm glad you said that because, like, even with Ciara, like, you know, when you go back to Ciara, you know, because that was like our most like challenging far as developmental.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily challenging, but most interesting and intricate.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about Tamika Foster, Tamika Raymond to some, Tamika, Divine Stevens.
Shout out Divine.
You know, with the choreography.
Yeah.
Which came Jamaica. You know, as well. Shout out to them. You know, when you putting in, you know, with Noonie was a visionary. And then even with TA, with myself, like we're all visionaries. It's beyond sight. It's beyond sight. It's on the other side of sight. It's the vision. It's the thing what it's to be. You know what I mean? We saw the future with this project. We saw what it was going to be, and people wanted to guide us in certain directions. They told me that 1 2 Step was not the second single, even after I put it together.
Really?
They wanted O to be the second single.
Wow.
But I wasn't ready to put my drink down. I was still partying. I'm like, I'm coming off a #1 record with Goodies. I'm a #1 record. We on TRL.
Right.
I'm like, man, we're going faster.
Right.
Not slow.
Right.
We're not going to go way down here. No, we're going to do that later. We're going to celebrate with that record.
Right.
We're going to celebrate the win. That's the victory lap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you make it, back then, if you made it anytime, if you make it to the 3rd hit single,
that's crazy.
you a bad mofo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell them up in New York, you know, they was all hyped up because it was Luda. Luda was hot and da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, it's not about Luda. It's not about Luda. This is a superstar.
Right.
I could take him off the record and still be super.
Right.
She has people, little girls, walk up to us at the table and start crying. It's different. I was trying to tell them, like, no, you don't live with her. You ain't not with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I took the record, put it out myself.
Wow.
I went to Patchworks, I had them printed out, and put it out myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will we see a Ciara Jazze Pha collaboration soon?
Just wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it's going to be lit. It might be already lit.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Talk about how the game was then and how the game is now. Because, I mean, when you talk about consistency, like Jazze Pha, like, you emphasize consistency. Like,
yeah. Now, the game now is, like, it's still, like, based on consistency, yes. But you have things that slip through the cracks. Some things just happen. Like, you might walk in and the DJ play a song and everybody that needs to be in that place is in that place. And so when they leave that place, they go with the same vibe. They're on that wave. And they go out and they all do a certain thing, and it just happens for that artist. It happens for that artist. And that feeling that happened in the studio actually made it to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen that way.
Got you.
It doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah.
Those viral moments, it might be somebody that danced to your record via Ayo and Teo.
Exactly.
When you talk about that.
We're getting right into
Rolly,
it.
Rolly with a dab of ranch.
Rolly.
Yeah.
Tell me how this was established.
Well, Rolex, that record was, the kids were, Ayo and Teo
Yes.
were on Instagram dancing. They were on Instagram dancing, and I was following them. I was following them on Instagram, and I was only following Teo, the little one.
Got you.
And I thought it was amazing. I thought just, you know, and I sat down with Coach K one day, and I said, man, what do I need to do next? He said, man, I went on your page and I seen you posting these little kids, because I would always post them because I thought he was so fly. And he was dancing. He said, this kid, he said, man, you take one of them. He said, you take them kids right there and put them out, make them rappers. Said, you out of here.
Wow.
I was like, what? That's a bar.
Yeah.
Actually, that's where I really got the idea.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I asked them, I said, y'all rap? They was like, a little bit. And they say, I got a little melody. Teo say, I got a little melody. they was like, we wanted to make a song. They wanted to make a song. So me and my boy Corey Mo, we made a song.
Corey Mo, shout out Corey Mo.
Yeah, shout out to Corey Mo.
Yeah.
We made a record called and I like this, and I like this. What was his name? I forgot the man. I forgot the name of the damn song. But anyway, we put the song out, and the song got a lot of spins. So I got in there with the boys, and it was like, man, we got this idea. You know, they was talking about the Rollie with the dab of ranch. So they was talking about a Rolex with the dab of ranch, but the ranch was like, you know what I'm saying, the ice, the you know, the sauce on it, the sauce. So we made the song with my boy Bless. Shout out to Bless.
Shout out
you know,
Bless.
Bless and Backpack and all of them. And we made the record, and we wrote the record, and crazy.
Jazzy, talk about the state of music today. Where are we going?
We're going to Africa.
Talk to me.
We're going to Africa.
Talk to me. I already know where you're going
We're
with
going
it.
back home.
Okay.
I don't even think people really get it.
Talk to me.
And it's the rhythm, and you feel it, and you think it's just a set. But it's where the paper is. It's where it's organic too. It's like what's happening is the culture, the real culture, and our tribal instinct is reacting to our homeland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. The melody. And the game is just tired. Somebody cut a hole in the bottom of the game and let all the love run out. Ain't nobody making love no more. It's like Drew Hill said, we're not making love no more. When you don't even hear no songs like that no more.
Yeah.
You don't even hear, I'll pay your rent, I'll buy your clothes. No, nigga, pay my rent, buy my clothes. No, I'm supposed to offer that. You know what I'm saying? Babyface told us that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Soon as I get home from work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what happened, man. It was a loss of the love. So now everybody's tired of the same thing. Now it's time for the new delivery. The new delivery is like everything. Okay, they was wearing straight legs, then they wear bell bottoms, then went back to bell bottoms,
Gotcha.
then with the wide legs,
Gotcha.
then went to straight back. They always do it over and over again. Everything is a cycle. It's a cycle. Remember, we had Shabba Ranks back in the day. It was hot. Shabba Ranks, and then they had Patra. And it's a cycle. Now we're back. Now it's Burna Boy. Now it's, it's Tim.
WizKid.
It's WizKid. It's all those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kiddy. Shout out to those guys.
So do you
Wande Cole. Shout out to Wande Cole. That's
So
my guy.
do you feel like the hip hop R&B is it fizzling?
Well, the thing about R&B is the R&B is not R&B anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. I don't, because our rhythm and blues was about, blues was about your emotion, your time that you're having with your woman, with your emotion, with your love, with your emotional life. That's what the blues was about. The blues was about the truth, about what's going on in your love life. Oh, closer. I listened to all my records till I didn't want to hear them anymore. And I'm just praying that she come back. I'm praying that she come home. Oh my God. But now it's like, you know what I'm saying, it just turned into a whole different thing. You know, and it's crazy because half of the women that are putting it out there, or the guys that's putting it out there, is in love.
That's crazy.
They in love.
Yeah.
But they're selling this product because people are biting it. They're biting it. Soon as the love come back, watch how many people be talking about love. Because they in love anyway. They in love.
You're right.
They are in love.
Yeah. What's the unfinished Jazze Pha business? What's unfinished for Jazze Pha?
I think the fact that this side that we go tell it, we go and tell who we I think they pretty much understand who we are. I think it's time for them to know whose we are.
Dive into that.
Whose we are. We belong to the Father. We belong to God. Whoever you praise, whoever you know, that higher power. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I belong to Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise.
Personally, but you know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And I have, you know, a movement going on right now, Javon DeWan and the Trap Stars.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We were
Yeah.
just on the Stellar Awards.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So we're making a movement like no other. We got an album called It's Already Done. And it's just time. Man, the world, and when you talk about trap stars and you think about, I ain't even gonna call it gospel music. It's just inspirational. But the trap is not really what you think it is. It's talent revolving around purpose. That's
love
the
it.
new trap.
I love it.
Because we wanted to take it and put an acronym with it so we can give it a spin to where people can see it in a different way. If you wrap your talents around, you revolve your talents around purpose, then you never be trapped again. Never be trapped in your relationships, your homes, your finances, your everything. You never be trapped again.
Wow.
So talent revolving around purpose.
Wow.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
And so, what is your purpose? You know what I'm saying? Our purpose is to go tell it, go tell the world. You know what I mean? And go let them know. You know what I mean? And that's the loss of love. That's the loss of love out here. We got to reinstill the love.
I love it.
That's what I'm here to do. That's the unfinished business.
The unfinished business, the legend, the giant. Man, Jazze Pha, I appreciate you so much,
Hey,
man,
man.
sharing this
Hey,
platform. So many bars, man. So much information, man.
Bars. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mogul Management. Shout out to my brother Duprano. Shout out to Javon DeWan and the Trap Stars. Shout out to Molly Water coming out soon. Shout out to K September. Who else we got? My boy KC. My boy Singer Slime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We on deck.
Yeah. We got a movement going on, man.
Yes. I love it, man.
Yeah.
My brother, thank you for joining me. Rhythm and Streets. You see what it is, TrendsetterSense.
Rhythm and Strinzels.
The world famous Jazze Pha.
Fizzle.
Live here, ATL.
You did.
You know what it is.
Oh boy.
Trendsetter.